Hello everyone, and welcome back to STSJNCK's channel, bringing you my thoughts on the game so far of Black Ops 3. This is my point of view on PlayStation 4. I do have PC, but I just need to explain to my PC friends. I've tried running it on PC, and it runs horribly, even on the lowest settings. So the only the way I'm going to be able to play on PC really is if I get a GPU upgrade. I suppose that's still in the pipeline. It could happen, but I think it's quite unlikely to happen. So I'm going to have to hold PC gaming for a while until, well, I suppose what my dad's idea is to build a whole new one from scratch, which, if I have the money to do so and I get this apprenticeship, talking about, I know that in the previous video I was talking about how I had an interview, and it was an interview, as a group interview, so to speak, so there were 11 of us there. I've since been called back for a one-on-one interview. I don't know how many people got through that phase. I don't think that many people did, maybe 4 or 5, but anyway, I'm there, so next stage of the process pretty much, so looking forward to that. I think my interview is on the 19th, so I've got a bit of time before that. But anyway, let's get to Black Ops 3 and my thoughts on the game so far. So it's been a week since its release, and I thought I've got a pretty decent idea about how the game is going to play for the rest of the life cycle. I'm nearing the end of the first prestige. I think I'm in the high level 40s, around that area, and I've tried most of the weapons, most of the perks, on most of the maps, so I feel I've got a good idea about how the game's going to play. So this is Redwood in terms of starting off with the maps. I'm not sure if I like this map or not. I do well sometimes, like in this gameplay, other times not so well. It's just a bit of an iffy kind of map for me, and most of the maps are pretty good, but there's some I just despise. There's some I really hate, and I suppose that's the same for almost any Call of Duty. There's always some of the good maps, but there's always maps you absolutely hate. And for me, the worst one for me is Fringe. You might have seen a couple of gameplays of this one. It feels like it's like country western kind of times. It feels like it's because there's barns and stuff on this map. Don't know why. I don't know how it fits in, if it fits in the campaign or what, because I haven't really played the campaign. I've played 2 missions, I think, on the campaign, so I have no idea how it fits into the campaign. I'm sure it does. Usually the maps have something to do with the campaign, but I have no idea how that fits into it. It feels almost completely out of place compared to the rest of the maps, and the whole system of that map, because there's usually a 3 alleyway system. Apparently there's one on this map. I can sort of vaguely see where that works, but on that one it's just so narrowly based. You can't jump almost between the different alleyways. There's almost 3 individual alleyways. You can't get to others particularly easily, so I just hate that map so much, because I feel it takes ages to get around. And I've also noticed that the game style of Black Ops 3 tends to work better for those that aren't moving. Either way, that sort of means that the campers usually have some kind of advantage in this particular Call of Duty compared to others. That might be because stock is so ridiculously underpowered compared to previous Call of Duties. I feel that you can't move at all, especially with assault rifles whilst aiming down the sight. It's ridiculous. I do use stock, actually, to be fair. It's not bad, but it could be so much better compared to what it used to be. So I feel that, in positions like this, if they're running in, I feel I have the advantage, and I feel that if you're not moving and you know where the enemy team is and they're coming towards you, you have the advantage in this Call of Duty compared to others where actually if you were the one moving, as you see here, although that's probably a different example, just want to say, you'll see on the screen that a teammate has gone on the wall and has fallen down for some reason. And what happens to me later in the gameplay, I think there's just a glitch on this map, is that I try and do that wall run and something terrible happens whilst I'm on a 19 gun streak. So I was one of the Relentless and I hadn't got the Relentless yet. I got the Ruthless in the first gameplay, and I was just I really wanted the Relentless, just anything higher than that, and I don't get it because of what happens, and you'll see later on. And some of this coming up is so funny, because I don't know what's going on around this tree. I'll let you watch. But I think I've talked about the maps. Fringe I hate, but there's still a few that I really don't like and still like. For example, the maps on the beta I still really like. I still like Combine, Evac. Stronghold's a bit iffy. I actually can't remember what the other one during the beta was. I know there was definitely 4. What was the last one? I'm forgetting it, and I'm just it's gonna pop into my head afterwards, but I don't remember either way. I like those maps, but and Aquarium I quite like. I've got my wraps. I think this is my second load of wraps. So yeah, most of the maps I like. Maps like Havoc I don't really like. Infection I think it is. Metro I hate. I hate Metro so much. It's just you know, there's maps I just dislike, but other people will like because it's just it's usually to do with people's playing style. So yeah, there you go. Maps are a little bit hot and cold for me, but you know, what can I say? I suppose we'll get onto the guns in a second. This is the HVK. I use this a lot in the beta, and I feel it's so much weaker in this. Admittedly, this gameplay doesn't show it very well, and I'm actually gonna have to shut up in a second because something is about to happen. So see you guys in a minute. Yeah, you must have seen that. I just bounced off for something. I think there's a little bit of a rock or something that's sort of in the way of the wall jump. I believe that's what happened to the person earlier on in the game, and it has since happened to me again after this particular gameplay in a different match. So I think it's a bit of an issue there. I'm not sure, or if I was just unlucky enough to hit something. I don't know what happened. By the way, I ended up dying on a 19 gun streak. I was so pissed, as you could probably tell. Anyway, let's get on to the weapons of the game so far. I suppose it's a bit balanced. There are weapons that are far superior compared to others. I feel this game is far more tailored to SMGs than assault rifles. The assault rifles seem very weak for me. I say that. The ARK or the KN, whatever it is now, it's still a very solid gun. But this one that I'm using, although in this gameplay I do pretty well, I've used it a lot. And although I got to the maximum, you know, level, so I got all the attachments and stuff, it still feels so weak at times, at least. And then I get a kill like that. I don't understand. This weapon seems very sort of hot and cold again, similar to sort of the maps. There's not much consistency for me, I feel. Again, this is just my opinion. I know it's going to differ for other people. The KN, I've got to call it now, not the ARK, is still a solid weapon. The 3-burst weapon, whatever it's called now, is a beast of a weapon. It is very good. The Shiva, it's not that brilliant, although it does kill in 2 bullets. It's not great. This weapon I'm using isn't very good. The other one that's similar to this as an assault rifle is also is hot and cold again. It feels like the whole game is just owned by SMG users. The LMGs I haven't really seen much of. Snipers I haven't really seen much of. Shotguns I haven't seen much of, although I know that the Haymaker it seems quite overpowered. I can't really tell. But the game just seems to be dominated by SMGs. And even without things like, as you can just see what I just did, without the long barrel, I managed to just kill him. I just wipe him out almost instantly. I suppose that was just good accuracy, but still, just was like no time at all. Man of War it's a bit again of a hot and cold weapon. It still seems pretty good. I think the weapons could be more balanced, so to speak. I suppose that's really about it. The gameplay's ended at 14-5, pretty decent gameplay. I've still got more of these gameplays to go. I suppose I could continue my thoughts. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.